Former Bellator standout Bobby Lashley has become one of the most popular WWE wrestlers since first appearing in the organization back in the mid-2000s. However, the former U.S. Army Sergeant has been having a tough time of things in the WWE of late, which all came to a head on Raw last week. Today we are discussing Lashley being fired from the organization, plus some other wrestlers who have been sacked over the years. So what went down on Raw recently? Early last week, Lashley appeared on Monday Night Raw, but the episode wouldn't end well for the former WWE champion. Since losing the WWE United States champion earlier this year, it's safe to say that Lashley hasn't had the best luck. After losing the title to Seth Rollins, then losing to Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel, Lashley and Rollins would also lose to Austin Theory in a triple threat match at Survivor Series. Lashley and Rollins have been involved in various flashpoints since then, and on Raw the week before last, the two men once again got into it, with Lashley nailing the WWE official Pete Williams by accident after attempting to spear Rollins. WWE Director of Live Events Adam Pearce then gave Lashley a severe warning, telling him that if something like that happened again, it would have serious repercussions. Of course, lightning was then destined to strike twice as Lashley again took on Rollins on December 12th. With Lashley about to seal the win, the referee was nowhere to be seen to count the pin. Rollins would recover to pedigree Lashley and win the match for himself, which Bobby didn't take too well to say the least. Lashley got up in the face of the referee before accidentally striking another official, leading to Pearce appearing ringside once again to give Lashley his marching orders. Whilst this is obviously an in-story move, we're not sure what it actually means for the future of the Dominator. What did you guys make of the storyline? Adam Pearce appears to have made a U-turn on his Lashley decision next. Stay tuned. Speaking just hours after he appeared to fire Lashley, Adam Pearce seems to have gone back on his words, in what could have just been a heat-of-the-moment outburst from the live events director in response to being shoved by Lashley. Pearce later took to social media to clear things up. He revealed that whilst he had rescinded Lashley's firing, the wrestler would still face some repercussions for his actions. Pearce said, "First and foremost, despite what I said last night, Bobby Lashley is not fired." He then went on to explain that the star has repeatedly crossed the line by manhandling officials as well as himself, not to mention spearing Pete Williams last week. Pearce then revealed that the WWE will not tolerate that sort of behavior and that they will be forced to review Lashley's actions, which will have repercussions. He then said that he would be attempting to have one-on-one talks with Lashley, but we're not sure how Lashley will react having been utterly humiliated on live TV. In a further twist, Lashley's profile on the WWE website was moved to the alumni section, which is almost certainly just Triple H's way of hamming up the storyline even further. Where do you guys see this storyline heading? Let us know what you think below. We're talking about some wrestlers who have been fired for reasons now, and first up is Emma. Whilst Lashley's firing appears to be part of a storyline, Emma's firing certainly wasn't. Although she was only released for a matter of hours, this one was most definitely real while it lasted. Back in 2014, Aussie wrestler Tennille Dashwood, aka Emma, was arrested in Connecticut after forgetting to pay for an iPad case at a Walmart store. When looking into the matter, a pair of journalists found that Emma had, in fact, paid for her shopping, but the iPad case hadn't scanned properly. Walmart was criticized for not just telling Dashwood at the time what had happened. She was ordered to complete 1 day's worth of community service, whilst also being fired from the WWE. Of course, once it came to light exactly what had happened, plus outrage from fans, she was almost immediately reinstated. Do you guys remember this incident? Brad Maddox is coming through next. Vince McMahon was known for being one of the biggest hypocrites in entertainment during his long tenure as WWE boss, which was clearly evidenced in his treatment of Brad Maddox, aka Joshua Taylor Klutz. Back in 2015, Maddox took on R-Truth in a dark match, which for those who are unaware is an untelevised fight at a live event. Maddox was angered by his treatment from fans and in the heat of the moment referred to them as pricks. Of course, the word wasn't one which the WWE looked fondly on, and was actually one of their banned words, so McMahon decided to simply fire him instead of inflicting a less severe punishment as a warning. A few months later, McMahon showed that hypocritical side of his by using the F word on Monday Night Raw. This led to plenty of fans complaining about McMahon's behavior and treatment of Maddox, whom they wanted to be reinstated. However, that didn't materialize, and it is thought Maddox is now attempting to break into the acting business. Were you guys fans of Brad Maddox? Let us know what you thought of his firing below. We're talking Robbie McAllister next. Stay with us. Vince McMahon proved he was as petulant as he was hypocritical back in 2008 as he fired both Robbie and later Rory McAllister, collectively known as the Highlanders. Derek Graham Couch, better known by his WWE name, Robbie McAllister, decided to enjoy an evening off by attending a TNA event in March 2008. When camera crews at the event got wind of his presence, they beamed his face up onto the big screens. Of course, news of Robbie attending a rival show soon reached McMahon, and the powers that be at WWE decided that his days as a WWE star were numbered. McAllister was cut by the promotion during the summer of 2008, but even more egregiously, they also decided that Rory McAllister should go too. The man-born Russell Murray had done literally nothing wrong, but simply had the gall to be Robbie's in-storyline cousin, proving just how ruthless McMahon could be when he wanted. Do you guys remember the Highlanders? What did you think when they were cut? Next up is Frankie Kazarian. Kazarian was cut from the WWE for trying to limit their influence over his entire life. When they asked him to cut his hair shortly after coming across from Impact Wrestling in 2005, the company decided that Kazarian was going to be more hassle than he was worth and didn't look kindly on the pushback they received after pitching the idea, and Vince simply decided to cut him. McMahon cited his refusal to cooperate with management as the reason why. Kazarian was also offered a new gimmick by writers, but he wasn't interested in all that, and he would later claim that he himself actually requested his release from the outfit after learning that they had no immediate plans to revamp the cruiserweight division in which he plied his trade. Frank Benedict Gerdelman may look back with a hint of regret on his time with the WWE, as a career on the independent circuit soon beckoned before returning to TNA. What do you guys make of Vince McMahon's decision to cut Frankie Kazarian? Give us your thoughts below. Paul London is coming through next, stick around. Did we mention Vince McMahon was petty? If you needed any more evidence of that claim, then we would gently nudge you in the direction of one Paul London, who was cut from the WWE for smiling. Yes, you heard us. You probably remember that exploding limousine storyline from back in 2007 when Vince faked his own death. Shortly after, the roster watched as Vince left the building, with most stony-faced. However, London evidently saw something funny in the storyline and had a little giggle to himself. McMahon, in true dictatorial style, noticed the gesture and decided he didn't like it. He didn't fire London straight away, as that would simply have confirmed what we all knew anyway, that McMahon was a very petty individual. He simply decided to remove London from the more intriguing storylines, and his importance to the promotion gradually declined. The following year, London was released to little fanfare, and it all stemmed from him having the nerve to crack a smile in the presence of McMahon. What is your favorite storyline of all time? Let us know below. And finally, it's Dawn Marie. The WWE in the mid-2000s was a very different place than it is today. Masculinity reigned supreme, and although there were plenty of WWE divas on the roster, it's safe to say the focus was squarely on the male talent. When Dawn Marie announced her pregnancy in 2005, fans, of course, were instantly happy for her, but it's safe to say that her bosses probably didn't share the same enthusiasm. When she left on maternity leave, the company simply revealed that they wouldn't be requiring her services any longer and told her they were letting her go. Of course, this is something a male wrestler would never have to deal with or put up with, so Dawn Marie decided to take matters into her own hands and filed a lawsuit against the WWE. And who can blame her? Marie was given the flimsy excuses that the WWE's creative team simply had no plans for her going forward and that she wouldn't be needed any longer. This, of course, was almost certainly to get out of renewing her contract when she would be out on leave. The case was later settled between Dawn and the WWE, but no mention was ever made of how much she settled for. Hopefully she was given a healthy payout. In this day and age, behavior like this from the WWE executives would no longer be tolerated, and they probably wouldn't even dream of cutting a female wrestler for getting pregnant. Such would be the backlash, and rightly so. As always, thanks for dropping in on us today, and remember to swing by again next time when we will be discussing loads more cool bits and pieces. And why not do us a solid by liking and sharing today's video, whilst also subscribing to our channel so you don't miss out on more great bits in the future. Bye guys!